Okay, welcome back. This is part 2. I made a mistake on that third part for Delta Math, and I just erased it from the first video, and here we go. So what's going on with that third one that I made a mistake on? I did it really fast, and what I need to be looking out for, and we need to be looking out for, is when there are two things going on after the log. See right here, we've got that negative, our axis being negative, so we know we're going to flip over the y-axis, but we also have a +2, okay? Now this is different than if we just had this. If we just had this alone and nothing else, we wouldn't have to, we would just go, okay, let's flip over the y-axis, right? But whenever we have something like this, we need to stop and rewrite the problem before we graph. So we've got y equals -3 log base 4. I've got to factor out that negative. When I factor out the negative, I end up with x minus 2. And then, of course, we have that +7. All right? I have to do that. And so going fast, I forgot that, and we're not going to forget it from here on out, once you make a mistake. All right, so what does that mean? That means that when we're going to graph this, we are still going to, do our table, right? So our table is going to be, our table, if we had the y equals 4 to the x, right, it's going to be 0 and 1, and 1 and 4, right? So it's going to be flipped, 1 and 0, 4 and 1. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move our things, 1 and 0, 4 and 1. So we got that down. And now we're going to notice we are going to do this part. And this part right here is our multiplier. So let's get this. This part right here is our multiplier. This multiplies the height. All right, we could do it two separate things, right? We could say, well, really technically, the negative flips it over the x-axis, and that's true. And then the 3 is the multiplier that makes the height 3 times as much as it is. But we can do them both together. All right, so when this 0, that's my height when x is equal to 1. If I'm going to multiply that by a -3, it's not going anywhere. When you're 0 feet tall, people can multiply you by 1,000. You're still going to be 0 feet tall, right? And so this is our, when x is 4, our height of the graph is 1. If we multiply it by -3, we're going to get -3. That doesn't mean we move down 3. That means we actually change our point to, our point used to be at 4, and now it is at -3. Now, I normally like to put my asymptote there, so let's get rid of that. Let's get our vertical asymptote in and pull it, right? Okay, so far so good. So now when we look at this part right here, we know that we rewrote it right here. So this negative, it's still in front of my x. See this part? My x is still being negative. And so we're like, why? And we're going to flip over the y-axis. We're still going to do that. So let's go ahead and flip over the y-axis. Bloop, bloop. Okay. And then we've got a shift of, let me shift to this. We've got a shift of -2. Come on, we can do this. Of -2, which means that we are going to shift to the right 2. So, bloop, bloop. Oh, I'm telling you, it's not my day with this. Okay, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. All right, we're going to shift 2 to the right, right? 1, 2, okay. 2 to the right and 2 to the right. Now, when we're shifting left or right with logs, we have to shift our vertical asymptote. All right, so there we go. And then we've got that +7, so we're going to go up 7. Bloop, 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 bloop. And up 7. Okay. So there we go. Let's go ahead and come on over here and click and make sure we get our green check. And yes, we want to submit it, and yay. All right, so just be on the lookout. One final little reminder, be on the lookout when your x is being negative, right? All right, we're going to do this. When your x is being negative, we want to be on the lookout if there's anything after that. All right, oh, that's kind of cool. So if your x is just being negative all by itself, who cares, right? Flip over, well, we do care. Flip over, we're like, why? Flip over the y-axis. But if there's something that follows it, and it's in the parentheses with it, you got to factor out that negative before you can graph, all right? All right, here's to not forgetting that. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in class.